In today's episode, I am going to talk about the negative effects when you have unresolved, unreleased emotions. Hey everyone, I am glad to have you back. If you're new to my channel, I am Nomin. I am a certified coach. In this episode, I am going to share with you guys something personal, something that helped me tremendously in my self-healing practice. My favorite authors, Martha Beck, mentioned, we are always on a journey of healing. We are always healing. There is no end to this. And I think it's true. As soon as I heard this word, it was like, that is so true. When do we ever stop healing? As a practitioner of meditation, someone that helps people to go through their emotional pain, helps them to heal, helps them to find their passion, find their joy, find the purpose in life, I consider myself as someone who is quite advanced in their level. I find myself, I'm really good at healing myself. But the last 2 months of last year has been difficult for me. For some reason, out of nowhere, I started having sadness, grief, pain, all emotional. I felt like I couldn't do anything. I didn't have a desire to do anything, move to anywhere, say anything, having a conversation, nothing that sparks joy. I was just sad for so long. From my previous experiences, I thought, well, the best way to handle sadness and grieving is acceptance, surrender. For the first 2 weeks when this sadness kicked in, I used that method. Accept, let it be, sit with it, talk to it, and use this approach called KIST, kind internal self-talk, which helps tremendously when it comes to having an anxiety, having a negative moments internally. But for some reason, none of them worked. And it lasted for so long where I started looking out, asking for help. I reached out to my community on Wilder community where I belong. I share my stories. I said, I'm not sure, but this sadness is lasting for so long. And Martha Beck, my favorite person, said, you are about to have a new birth. Spiritually, emotionally, you're going to have a birthing. And it's just heavy at a time when you're going through it, when you're processing it. And the same messaging I got from my tarot reading for some it was so funny because it was the exact same words that said birthing. As hard as it sounds, it lasted for 2 months where I couldn't do anything. It was just plain sadness, plain grief. At the end of it, it felt like a little bit of happier days, feel a release a little bit for 1 day or half a day where I feel like, okay, finally it's ending, it's getting better now, but then it goes back to sadness again. When it hit 2 months mark, I started doing some research as to why it happens, why it has to go this way. And I learned that there is something called pressure cooker effect. If you look it up online, what pressure cooker effect means is the sadness, the grieving, the stress that we haven't released doesn't go anywhere. It just gets postponed. No matter how many years have passed, no matter how long it's been, no matter how small it was, it doesn't go anywhere, but it stays within you. And I think what happened for me was all the things that I didn't process it, all the sad events, all the unresolved stress, unresolved traumas, big and small, had had to explode. And it lasted for almost 3 months. Neurologically, the brain stores emotional memories in amygdala and body sensation networks. When we have emotions occurring, it saves it in the amygdala beyond our consciousness. Even without our awareness, even us making the decision to save it, it's already happening. When the pressure cooker effect explodes, it happens in different habitual ways. It can be expressed as a back pain, it can be expressed as sudden depression, like happened to me, that lasted for a long time. It causes an insomnia, and it also damages hippocampuses, the organ in our brain responsible for short and long-term memories. And it also promotes neuroinflammation and increases the probability of heart attack. So there are so many negative effects physically and emotionally when you leave the emotions that you felt unresolved. And what's surprising is the society, the environment we grow up, even within the family, we are told not to feel emotions. We are told that emotions are weaknesses. Don't show it to other people. Stay strong. Stay positive. So these are the causes why we store our emotions. I want to give you an example of what are the events and actions can resolve to unresolved emotions and what you can do to release your emotions. One of the main causes or one of the main reasons why we leave our emotions unresolved, why we store it in our brain, is we belittle our experiences. For example, when you're hurt by somebody's words, when somebody says something mean to you, with or without knowing, when somebody makes you upset, you ignore them as if nothing happened. That feeling of, it's okay, is already leading you to save the emotions that you felt to a later day. It's not going anywhere. Other examples can include you've been let go of your work, you've been mistreated at work, you've been cut in the middle of the sentence where you felt uncomfortable. You've been treated badly at work or in your family or amongst your friends groups. The little feeling of is already enough where you start having a snowball effect where the small feelings of it's okay. She said it, but she didn't mean it. That was fine. I didn't feel anything. As soon as you say this kind of phrases, it goes back to the storage. When you've been bullied by other people, when you've been mean to yourself, when you not been compassionate to yourself, when you not been understanding to yourself, when you didn't apologize to yourself, every single effect accumulates. Or when you weren't appreciated for what you did. You've been trying hard to deliver on time, you've been trying hard to make someone happy, but you weren't appreciated. You weren't seen for what you did, for the effort. And as soon as you say, yeah, it wasn't hard anyways, I wasn't expecting anything anyways, those are the small things that count. Now I'm going to move on to how can you release your emotions? How can you catch your emotions and release your emotions? The small feelings, as small as I wish things were different. It was a little upsetting. If you can acknowledge it, if you can notice it, and if you can acknowledge it, that on its own helps you tremendously. That's on its own a resolvement. One of the main things why people don't feel their emotions, refuse to feel their emotions, release their emotions, is because they think it's going to annoy anyone, it's going to be a burden to anyone, and it's unnecessary. How is it unnecessary if the consequences of pressure cooker effect, when you start exploding, when you start having 3 months of sad days, if you start having insomnia where you can't sleep, if you start having depression, if you start having back pain, headache, how is that not important? Acknowledging the truth is small ways of solving the problems, but how you grieve, how you go through a big emotions is crying. The main thing is crying and screaming and saying how hurt you are, how much you're in pain, and journaling, watching sad movies, walking, all these things that available to us is incredibly helpful, and you don't have to make it a big deal. Please don't ever underestimate the importance of your emotions and how important it is to release your emotions. This is the end of the session today. Now you know what you should be doing, what is the healthy way to express your emotions and release your pain so that it doesn't get stored, so that you stay clean, you stay happy and energetic. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. My name is Nomin. If you want to book some time with me to have a coaching conversation, if you need someone help to discover your passion, overcome the self-limiting beliefs, if you want to change your life into brighter, change your life into more meaningful, more fulfilling, if you want to act on your calling, I would be more than happy to sit with you to have a conversation to help you to achieve whatever your dreams are. Go to my website, coachnomin.com, and book a session with me. First session is free. I'll be happy to see you on my Zoom calls. Bye-bye.